What's up? It's your girl OTG, that's Simply Key, and that's me. And I'm honestly like just smiling and excited because of the video that I'm about to do today. Is it the what I bought for Black History Month? No, but I can do that at any time. That's still a thing that I can do. But I remember the times where people just used to review, like, well, I guess they still do it now, but not as much on YouTube, I don't feel like. But basically where they used to review TV shows and stuff like that. So whether you wanted to watch it because you wanted to hear somebody's take on the drama, or you ain't got no cable or whatever service and you just want to see, you basically watching the show through them. Well, I'm here to bring it to you. I want to do my makeup throughout. Don't judge me, okay? This is my first time trying to do this, and I know it's difficult. So it is what it is. But I'm excited about doing this. Not only do I plan to give you this video of each episode and stuff like that, but I also plan on giving you another video for those who have questions about what I'm putting on my face, what products am I using, how am I doing, etc., etc. It'll be like a bonus video of breaking down makeup tutorial type situation. So with that being said, let's get to the video. Alrighty, so starting off, you have Kanye. Kanye she is an actress, producer, all this good stuff. You know, she puts out her credentials, in the beginning, how they give the spill on who's everybody, who's the who's of the cast, and like basically why they're important for this show. Now, the thing with Kanye is she is quote unquote the gold digger. Like, she is apparently her first her first baby daddy was a millionaire, and he was, what did she say, 35 years older than her, 31 or something crazy like that. And now she is in a relationship with Kuzi. Kuzi is younger than her. She is now 35, and he is 28. But he is, a millionaire, but of course, as well. And apparently he did some shady stuff too, child. Allegedly did some shady stuff, and that's supposedly how he made his money. I don't know. It didn't say what he actually does or what, but they just said the boy who wrote the story about him being a scammer is a peasant, like that, and that's all they did to address it. Kanye, they open up their scene like they're in the bed and they're talking about how they wake up to the piano child because, the alarm clock is just too much. How she has somebody's in the house and they're serving them breakfast, and it's like right off the bat, it's like Just Set Life, we are young famous Africans, like, period. And yeah, like, they were walking out of the hotel or whatever that they stay in, and getting on a jet, just like, all this glitz and glam, etc., etc. And they even started out talking about how he was like, let's move to Zimbabwe. There's like 40-bedroom houses, and but like, well, okay, Atlanta Housewives, who? Because y'all are apparently nobody compared to what they talk about. Like, they said they're coming for people's throats from the beginning, and that's that. And then so after that, it cuts to the next scene of the next two casts in the car, which is Annie and Swinky. Annie she is, again, they list all her credentials as well. She's an actress, TV shows, TV series, movies, etc., etc. But I feel like my connection of like to her or who she was, and this is exactly what she said, that no matter with like all her accomplishments, she's still known as Two-Faced Wife. Two Face is a very, very popular singer over in Africa. He is, I believe he's like, you know, so popular that he has made it to American movies. Like, and which this baffled me. Apparently my family members don't know the song, You Are My African Queen, you know, the girl of my dreams. Maybe because I watched Fat Girls, I don't know. But I feel like even without Fat Girls, I wouldn't know that song. Like, there are just certain African, Caribbean, etc., you know, songs that you know, like, you know. But apparently not, child. Apparently I'm just all across the cultures. I don't know. Because, like, I really thought, like, okay, my mom is just tripping. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I was like, maybe my mom is just tripping. Like, she doesn't, like, know the song or know who he is. And she was like, no. So then we call up both my aunts, and they like, who? And I'm just like, what in the world? So, yes. So, next, is Swanky. Swanky will probably be like your Derek J of like the African scene. I'm not Derek. Swanky is a stylist. He is friends with Annie, and he like has styled her for a lot of events and things and stuff like that. Like, that's, you know, she's Beyonce, that's her right hand man. He's also like, you know, a best friend to her. And yeah, like I can't say that they really listed off like everything that he's done or the extent of his work and stuff like that. But, you know, basically, if you can think of the most popular black stylist in, you know, the US, that's basically Swanky. But they seem to have like a closer relationship. I feel like as opposed to the most, you know, people who are like, you're just my stylist, but no, like real close relationships. So, all right, so for the next scene, you start to see like the intermingling of the cast. So they don't like introduce everybody right off the bat, but they start like the people you have met so far, they start to like mix them up. So first it cuts to a scene of Connie pulling up to this like olden, like, this is no shade, we'll talk about it in a minute, but like historic type building, whatever, you know, big palisade type situation. And this is where she's supposed to be hosting this party. It's like, apparently, you know, it's a big event. It's you know, she's basically, they describe it like she's that girl, okay? Like, and when she throws a party, they flock. It is what, you know. So and there you meet Nadia. And before you meet Nadia, they go to like a scene of Swanky and Annie in the car. And when they're in the car, basically saying like, you know, we wonder how this is gonna go, because, you know, so South African girls, they can be like messy, basically. Their words, not mine, don't shoot me. Okay, so then they go back to Nadia and Annie in the venue or whatever. And basically, you know, they're just kind of catching up, talking. Nadia is introduced as a rapper. She's South African, but she says she recognizes herself as a Pan-African artist. I don't know what that means. I'm not from Africa directly, you know, by way of my ancestors I am. But I guess that just means she appeals to like everybody and not just, you know, South African, because, you know, people make it seem like it is, you know, or okay, I mean, like, it's like a divide or whatever. And so she's just saying like she's known, you know, she feels like she's an artist for both. But anyway, and you know, they get to talking about her boo. Her boo is basically a rapper from the US. Baby, he was fine. We're not even gonna lie. We're not even gonna play that great. fine. Like he gives me like Black and Hispanic vibes. Like I don't remember exactly what he was or whatever the case may be. But this is her little boo thing. This is who she's been talking to. Y'all don't ask me what the name was because I don't know. Like it'd be different like if she was talking to Drake. Then it's like, okay, yeah, her boo's name is Drake, yada yada yada. But I don't know. He's just he's a rapper over here, child. Like, I'm so bad with rappers and stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, this is when what Annie had to say reigns like true right afterwards, right? So I'm not, yeah, like I said, I'm not too that familiar with rappers and stuff like that. So if you want to know her boo name, go look them up. I'll probably paste his name on the screen or something, or like a picture of them. So right after she gets done telling Annie that she has a new boo, talking about him, and she's talking about how she's seen them on vacation, she's seen them together, she says, oh, guess what? I got somebody that I basically want to hook you up with. What? So, yeah. So, Diamond is who she wants to hook her up with. Diamond is, again, he's a rapper. He is probably another one of those, like, artists from Africa that have had the opportunity to cross over. And be able to work with American rappers, very known and stuff like that. Big deal or whatever the case may be, and he's coming down to visit. She's inviting him to the ball. Next you see Connie picking him up from the airport, his private jet. He flew in on a private jet, baby. And she is picking him up in a Porsche. Now, to be honest, with the whole, like, state of, I don't know, of reality TV show, like, it, you know, I feel like maybe back in the day, sure, but, like, y'all, you know, it's reality TV, it's not the oohs and the ahs anymore, just because we've gotten to a point in a state where we basically found out, like, all the stuff that we were like, oh my gosh, they have this, they have that, they're doing this, they're doing that. It's fake. So that definitely perplexed me when it came to this situation here. It had me thinking, like, you know, like, do they really got it like this? You know what I'm saying? The name of the show is Young Rich Africans. But, you know, that was the same idea behind, maybe not Love and Hip Hop. It low-key was, but we gonna give them benefit of the doubt. Sorry. There we go. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, like, you know, definitely with Atlanta Housewives and stuff like that, you know, they're supposed to be making all this money. They're kept women. Their husbands are athletes, yada, 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 you know, but we're finding a lot out there like, oh, yeah, a lot of these people really didn't have money until after the show popped off, after the show got big or whatever. So I'm wondering, like, is it the same thing here? Like, are they flexing for the gram? Are they flexing for the TV show? Or do they really got it like this? If they got it, I'm not knocking them by any means. I'm not hoping that they ain't got it like that. But, you know, I'm just wondering, because we've already been hoodwinked and bamboozled, swindled, and all that with everybody else. So I wonder. But after that, you see Swinky and Annie in the hotel, and they are talking and chit-chatting and stuff like that about just everything. He is telling her about Kandi's ball, and let me pause, back it up real quick. When it came to that whole situation with Kandi telling Nadia that she wants her to date Diamond and talk to Diamond right after. It gives me very much Carly Red vibes, okay? Carly Red didn't know she had an African twin, but she does, okay? And it just made me feel like... It made me feel like she's giving Carly Red better than Carly Red gives Carly Red. Like, I was like, the miss. Like, she messy down boots, okay? But yes, so she's telling her about the ball and stuff like that, and, you know, about them coming out, or, like, actually going, or whatever the case may be. Annie does not know Nadia, or at this point, she does not know Nadia or Kandi. So they also end up like planning like this meetup so that the first time they meet is not at Candy's ball. So then you see next this like sentiment. Well, first Swanky really got on her because she was like, he was like, oh, let's look this up or whatever the case may be, and he was like, is the last person you searched was your husband? Like, and I just feel like that built that foundation for the show of like how stuck on her husband, how much she loves her husband. And which, I mean, you should. It's your husband. Why not? But it's a very sentimental moment. She's talking about basically how her daughter had a bone disease when she was younger, or that she has, and that just over the years they have been trying to overcome it. And now that her birthday is coming up, and like her mom's in South Africa, and it's just like a big deal because like this will be her first birthday standing on, you know, her 2 feet. So that was a big deal, and you got to see the emotional side of Annie. And I'm not gonna lie, like, this really made me, like, I start to choose in the beginning, like, who I like, who is my people, who, you know, and it made me really feel for Annie. Like, it made me really love that about her. You know, you see her as a mother, you see her as sweet, you know, just the comments that she made about, you know, South African girls being messy, you know, it makes you like, oh, she's not with the drama. So at this point, she becomes, no lie, like my favorite so far. I mean, of course I vibe with Swanky too, but like out of the women so far, I'm like, oh yes, like I feel like I'm gonna latch on to her throughout this season. My phone literally kept cutting off because I needed more storage, so I was getting irritated. So many jump clips. Y'all don't know the struggle it is of me trying to record this video. Like, anyway, alrighty, y'all. So next we meet Naked, aka Quentin. So Naked is a very popular DJ and all over Africa and stuff like that, I believe. And then Katie, she is like fitness guru, baby. Like, she does soccer, all this stuff, super fit, yada yada yada. She's in the pool and he is upstairs, and basically like she comes upstairs, he makes a corny joke about her being wet. Anyway, so she goes upstairs and she sits next to him, and as she's sitting next to him, you know, she's like, oh, I'm cold, you know, like they're outside, she just got out the pool, and he's like, you know, he's basically not affectionate, and that is pretty much, you see, that's gonna be their storyline, their ting, their situation, or whatever the case may be. Like, he's not affectionate, he's, you know, and so, and that was pretty much the gist of that. There wasn't too much to that right now. So next you see Nadia, and so Nadia was another one that I was like, okay, so, you know, she seems pretty cool. Like, not to say that I'm not cool with Kandi, but again, she gives Carly Red vibes, and I can't. So they get to, her, Swinky, and Annie go to lunch, a brunch, if you will, and back up, must I say, unlike, and I'm sorry, but unlike the Atlanta Housewives, the what are the other Love and Hip Hop? Let me tell you something. Outfits and hair, giving, okay, giving in every sense source of the word, okay. So first of all, Annie was giving you very much when you first get introduced to her. She's giving very much tomboy. She's giving very much like she has on a green sweatsuit with like, but she has like. But what that TikTok say, but I like boys, okay? But she had like this long wig, right? In this lunch, she has on a black ensemble with the black glasses, and her hair is short, shaved off. Now, you know that this is how her hair typically is because in her confessionals, like, her hair is short. But even in her confessionals, again, outfits giving. And that's really all of them, though. But she meets Swanky's, you know, of course, he's a stylist. He's going to give even Nadia with both of her relaxed outfits. She still was like super cute. So, they sit down and Swanky, like his whole purpose of doing this meet and greet was because, Kandi's party is coming up and he wants her to like come, but he doesn't want him to be like the only person that she knows there. So he introduces her to, because really, you know, some true ghetto black people fashion, a +1 was bringing a +1. That's really what was going on here. Because Swanky was invited, but he's inviting Annie. But of course, it's the show, like everybody's invited, yada yada yada. But you know, they gotta make their introductions and stuff. But so right off the bat, Swanky's like, you know, this is Innocent Adibia's wife, you know, he's very popular, da, da, da. And she's like, you know, like, I know. In the meeting. Now, when she says it in the meeting, it seems like she's being like very admirable. Like, it's kind of like if you're a singer and you meet Diana Ross, like she said, like, yes, like, I know, you know. That's what she seems like. But in her confessionals, she throws a little shade, a lot of tea, or no tea or shade, I guess I should say, rather. And it's basically like, you know, I think my mom knows who he is, you know. And I don't know every person that's a part, like, or in my craft per se, but like, I don't know, like, she knew who he was, and I felt like she was just throwing shade, which was shady. But you know, they talk and they get to know each other, and the crazy plot is like, and it's like, oh my god, I can tell Nadia she's real, she's nice, she's this, she's that, in her confessionals. And Nadia's like, I don't know, like, Annie, she alright, but I feel like she's gonna shock us all. She's gonna be off the wall. I don't know what she's gonna give. I don't know what she's gonna bring. So right off the back, you see like, and he's like, oh, sweet, here, down for it, da da da, because she's like, Nadia is explaining to Annie, like, oh, if anybody is going to be at this party, yes, girl, you need to come, type of situation. She's like, all right, bet. All right, this is, you know. And Nadia really hypes it up. She's like, you know, she's the queen of glitz, glamour, diamonds, yada, yada, yada. And this is probably, and what y'all know, confessionals are filmed after the fact. So she had some beef. She probably didn't feel like that initially, but she had some beef, and so, you know, now I will say, we'll talk about that later, but let me do my liner and I'll be back. Alright, so after the whole come to the party, blah, 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 that whole, like, little meetup or whatever, they cut back to Naked and, Katie at the house or whatever, and Andele comes over. Andele, like, they don't really say too much about him. They don't really give too much detail about who he is, like what he does for a living. He's just giving very much Sterling K. Brown. He's like, he very much gives, it seems like effort, like he gives, he's fine, but he's very much so put together. Like he's like fine and you want him to be your man, but like you gotta get it off your BHHS first. If you don't, yeah, okay. Like you gotta have it together to be with him. Like, am I the only one that feels that way about certain people? Like you just feel like you gotta have it together before you talk to this person. But he's talking to Katie and Naked or whatever about their relationship. And baby, let me tell you something. If red flag was a relationship, it would be their relationship, baby. Like, I don't know why. Okay? Like, it was very much given. Baby, I don't know what it was giving, but it wasn't giving relationship. It was not giving relationship. So the first red, like, it was just a bunch of red flags, baby. If you've ever been curious if your relationship has red flags, like, pay attention. Okay? First red flag, and I'm talking about on both their parts, not even just like one or the other, or like blaming it on Katie because she's the younger one. No, both ends. Red flags across the board. Red flag is like my makeup look. I was looking on this camera. It looks way lighter than what it does in person. But whatever. I'm gonna have to get some orange. But the first thing, you know, like Andela is like, you know, they tell him that he needs to wait for somebody that, you know, that'll be good for him. And so he's like, you know, is that what you guys have going on here? And you know, you would think they'd be like, oh yeah, that's what we got, you know, we love each other, blah, blah, blah. But, like, Katie's response is like, I mean, I think that's what we got going on here. I think, I hope. And so she, like, you know, Naked's looking at her like she's crazy. And so she's like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that's definitely what we have here. That's what we have, you know, going on, blah, 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 blah. Weird. So then the next weird thing, he was like, you know, Andela was like, oh, so, you know, you look for somebody who just fits what you're looking for, and, you know, basically that's what you're doing. And they're like, Katie's like, yeah. And then Naked's like, yeah, you mold the person. And Katie's like, what do you mean? Second red flag, like, what do you mean mold the person? Like, you can't make me into somebody else. Like, I'm me, you know. And he's like, no, like, yes, you mold the person. Like, you, and I just feel like that gave very much chauvinistic, like a man trying to control a woman. Yeah, that was, it was uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. Because, like, that, why are y'all together? There were so many things said in this conversation that definitely would have anybody like, why are y'all together? So now it gets worse. Now, after he done made the comment that he's basically like her, like, almost like he her daddy or something, like, I'm gonna mold you into the person, in which he is older, and she's 28, excuse me, not 25. But he then goes, or Naked has kids, but Katie doesn't. And Andale is like, so, you know, do you want to have kids? Are you going to want to have kids? Whatever the case may be. And he's like, you know, she doesn't have kids. Or, she's kind of like thinking about the idea. But her words are, well, when you find somebody, or no, she says, when I find somebody who, you know, I love just that much and da-da-da to have kids with. And Andela starts looking at her weird, like, you know, and so does Naked. It's like, well, like, your man is sitting right here. Like, what do you mean when you find somebody who might be, you know, Andela is looking at her like, what do you mean? Like, when you find somebody, and it is, like, if you are, I hope that him and Andela have a close relationship, because if not, like, if that was not a close friend, that would have been an awkward situation for real. Like, basically your girl is talking about, like, you know, if she finds this person, if she loves you, and like it was just weird. So after this, Katie pretty much calls it quits after, you know, they kind of like look at her crazy for basically sounding like she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be with him. Basically sounding like he is not her cup of tea. She excuses herself, and again, last red flag, still a red flag. Naked says, dude, are you looking at her as she walks away, like looking at her butt? And again, like, I don't know. I guess the bro code is a lot different than what us women will endure. Because, baby, no. There is no, girl, are you looking at my man? Girl, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Why are, you know, they're talking and stuff like that. And it basically cuts to, and which they don't really say too much, like, outside of, you know, the main conversation they had when Katie was there, or nothing that I deemed was important. So after that, it is finally time for the ball, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally, look, hold on real quick. I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's late, and I'm about to go to bed right after this filming. So I did not put glue on these lashes. I used the little sticky that the lash comes off the thing on, okay? Don't judge me. Play with your mama, not me. But yeah, so it is paparazzi. Probably. I feel like I say that because I feel like it's definitely hired, but I'm not mad at it. I will host a party and definitely hire paparazzi if I had the money. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? It just makes you and your guests feel like so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely makes y'all feel like y'all are, I'm not saying they not nobody. I'm just simply saying, unless it's like a whole event, it's not that like paparazzi, I'm pretty sure it's like just swarming to cover her ball. Again, no tea, no shade. Now, the looks. We're gonna rate everybody. Oh, now after the ball they cut to like this little spat with Naked and Katie about her being late, and she knew that this was coming, and irrelevant, pretty much. Let's get to everybody's outfit at the ball. We're gonna rate it like the Met Gala, 1 through 10. Let's go. First on the docket, first on the carpet. The carpet was a nice touch too. Again, something I would definitely do to host a party. So first on the tee is Miss Kundi herself, Kundi. I keep trying to make sure I'm not saying Candy because I don't believe that is her name. But herself, and I give her a 10. I definitely give her a 10. Her dress was fabulous. It was definitely there. Like, it had the glitz, it had the glamour that Nadia hyped up to give her. It was there. It was definitely a 10. I no complaints. Her husband, not her husband, excuse me, her boyfriend. I mean, it gave very basic, you know. It is what it is. I think he did like a blue suit. I don't even think he did a black suit, which is like, why would you not do a black suit? Like, she's literally rocking red. Like, y'all are not giving Patriot USA. Why are you in a blue suit? But that's none of my business. Next up is Nadia. Nadia, I give her an 8. While I really like Nadia's dress, I can't even lie. I feel like I only scored her that high is because she's in red too, and it just made me think about Kundi's dress, to be honest. That is no shade to her. The front of her dress, it was 2 seconds from being flat and getting below a good 6. But the structure in the front with the see-through, baby, that was bad. I don't care for the puffy sleeve, but it looked good on her, so we're gonna let her live. Yes, I will give her an 8, and plus she is a good dresser, but it just was not on the same level as Kandi. Next, is Andale. Andale sported a, like, it was like a typical ham. Like, if you've ever seen, what, does Sterling K. Brown go to the Oscars? Like, every Oscar, like, it was pretty much that outfit. A good black suit, or tuxedo, whatever, with, now I will say, I guess he added a little flair, a little flavor to it, and he did this bow that looked, or yeah, like this bow tie, but it wasn't like a typical bow tie. It was feathery. It was like kind of like plumped, and so for that, I can't knock a good Sterling K. Brown moment. Like, Sterling K. Brown is fine, okay? Like, he does his due. Do you understand me? I mean, and plus, it's, like I said, he gives that very well put together type of guy. He doesn't really give me flashy, or no next level type of guy. So for him, it's a 10, but for me, we're gonna give it an 8. I'm not gonna knock his stilo. Next is Diamond. For his name to be Diamond, I really thought he was gonna be a little bit more flashy. I thought he was, but now his outfit was nice. I will give him a 9. I want more from him. I feel like he can do more, but I'm gonna give him a 9 because his outfit was actually pretty classic. Like, it was, I like the work on the jacket. He gets a bonus for the coat. And the hat, you know, he gave a little level, a little definition, a little va-va-voom, a little something extra. So I will grant him a nice little 9. He definitely gave more than Andale, but if Andale was not Andale, he would have got a little less than that, to be honest. But I will give him that. Now, as far as everybody, if I mean, we're not worried about Diamonds, people, but baby, if we were scoring them 0s, 2s across the board, because they were not giving. They weren't giving. I didn't appreciate that. that further lets me know this wasn't red carpet, because baby, even if you are just his security or whatever the case, you gotta be on 1, 2. You have to be giving as well. And they were not. Next was, so yeah, let's get off them. Next was Katie and Naked. Katie's dress, bad, okay? It was very, very cute. I don't think she upstaged the host even, and she was really cute. Like, but like, she didn't upstage, but she didn't upstage not in a way like, oh girl, you fell flat, you are not giving. No, like, she gave, but it was not like she really came to wreck the place. And I mean, to each his own, you know, if you feel like I'm that girl, so I'm gonna come stepping, I don't care whose event it is, whether it's mine or somebody else's, then hey, to each his own, I feel you. But she was very cute. I will give her a 9. I will give her hers was given a little bit more than that. I give her 9.25. We're getting technical. Okay, but yes, I would. Okay, she wasn't a 10. I'll give her a 9. I will give her a 9. Just like Nadia's, there were parts that I really liked, but honestly, if she wanted to, she could have stepped that all the way up or something. I don't know. Now, Naked, he was given very much the Joker. I'm not here for it. I'm not even gonna lie. I was not here for it. He was given very much the Joker. Now, because he did the black and white. Now, I will say, I will give him kudos to the area of the fact that, like, the pattern was done very well. So, whoever made the jacket did a good job. Kudos to them as a seamstress or a patternist or whatever. But, like, he was not giving, I want you at my party for looks. It was not that in the slightest. Annie. Next was Annie and Swanky, the fashion designer himself, darling. Annie, she was giving, her cleavage gets a 10, okay? Because I don't know if she's had boob work done, but that V cut and the way they sat all perfect, and that was a 10. The whole dress, she was giving prom. Honestly, she was giving prom, and she wasn't giving prom queen. The dress, it was like a yellow dress. It was, even though I can't even give the pattern work, like I can't even give that any solace. I can't even give that any kudos. Like it just, it fell flat for me. I'm not even going to lie. I'm sorry. It just wasn't all the way there for me. It is what it is. Swanky, he did a good job. I will give him a 10. Because I will give him a 10 because he did, like, I mean, the best of all the guys. I don't know. Well, Diamond, if his jacket correlated a little bit more with his outfit, then he would have beat Swanky out for sure. But Swanky, everything coordinated, it was nice. First of all, he gets points, and you know he's a fashion designer, you know, automatic points. But he came in with like this orangey salmon jacket, and he had a black vest, almost looked like a holster, but it was like a flat in leather over it. He had a little hat that matched the thing he had over it. I'm pretty sure his shoes were bomb. But yeah, he did a bold color. He leveled it out right, and he looked good doing it. What do we expect? You know, he's the fashion designer, of course. So then basically, after walking in, Swanky throws a little shade, and he says that the party was not giving what it was supposed to give. He said it was supposed to be glitz, glamour, over the top, like she's supposed to be, you know, like Nadia gave her all the praise. She was like, you know, when she does it big, and you know, 24 karat magic was what they were expecting, and they got gumball machine rings. I don't know. Like, now I will say the little tower with the little wine tower, that was nice. The tables did look bare. It gave low budget. It gave, I'm gonna spend more money on my dress and not so much on the event, because her dress was giving. Dress was giving. It was giving what it was supposed. It like died, come back to life. It was it for sure. But yeah, they just they said the rest of the party was, or like the rest of the decorations and stuff wasn't it for them, and I could agree. It wasn't really there. Alrighty, so next everybody starts to talk, mix and mingle. Of course, all the main cast members are sitting at the same table. Diamond has already set out on his mission to get Nadia's pom pom, okay, get to know her and all that stuff. And then, you know, which again, it's crazy or whatever. So, well, who else makes a connection? Eddie makes the same conclusion that I, you know, pretty much made when it came to Andale, that, you know, like, she was like, oh, you know, who is he? They kind of make their connection of, like, getting to know each other and stuff. She's just, like, how his suit is very clean cut. He's, you know, you can tell he has a certain presence about himself that is, like, this upstanding, like, gentleman and all the way. And so then we find out that he is a newscaster, or for sports, not like just like, oh, it's gonna be 30 degrees today, but for sports or whatever. And then after that, Naked is a little shady, just a little bit, and he's trying to figure out Kandi's boyfriend, Kuzi. He's basically like, I don't know him like that, and pretty much speaking on the fraud and stuff like that that's been going around in the streets. So after this, Kandi gets up and she starts giving a speech. And her speech is just talking about, like, you know, thank you for coming. You guys are the who's who of Johannesburg or of South Africa, Africa period, whatever. You know, I feel like we're on the same stature. Well, I will hope since you're here. You know, just like her whole thing behind it. I'm not going to lie. It just seems really braggy and like, you know, you must be of money or something, you know, to be here, that I invited you. You know, like her description in the beginning was like, oh, the whole world thinks Africa's poor, and that's not the case. So, you know, I'm going to have this party to just kind of showcase yada, yada, yada. But then her speech was very much like, we're rich, we are of money. So after her speech, they sit down at the table, and this is where things start to get heated. And the drama of the season, that little cliffhanger, you know how they do after the first episode and then they show you all the stuff that happens in the season. Well, this is that moment. And Annie pretty much agrees with what I'm saying, you know, because she was like, you know, Diamond, you came on a private jet, we're not poor. And he's like, you know, I'm really not with, you know, putting out all the money and stuff like that. And, you know, and I agreed, like, you know, if you got it, you got it. You ain't got to talk about it. You hear me? So, then Annie's like, after she says that, she's like, you know, I'm ready for the party to get started. Where is the food? Like, you know, over it, right? So I don't know. I guess Annie did not know how close Nadia and Kandi were, because she starts talking about like the food is basic, it's not that good, and which I don't know if she like quite knew or whatever the case may be, because she did say like, oh, you know, she's a nice person, she was vouching for her and stuff at the little sit down meet and greet. And then so like, you know, Nadia's like, you know, shh. And this is where you see, I guess, like in that confessional, why she was throwing shade, because she's like, you know, how rude are you? One, you're +1 that got invited to +1, and you're here talking about the host food in front of her, because they are all at the same table, like, and she's trying to get her to like kind of be quiet. So Kandi does not hear her. After that, the shenanigans of Diamond and Nadia take place, and Kandi's like, you know, she's not single, but like she's not single, but she's single, you know, trying to justify her trying to put Diamond off on Nadia, even though she has a boo thing, from the States or whatever the case may be. So now at this point, everybody's starting to talk about kids. They're starting to talk about, like, you know, relationships. And so you get a little bit about Diamond. Like, yes, he's this big star, and that's all you kind of learn in the beginning. But you see that, like, there's ish that's going on. And basically, his thing is that, you know, he has, like, he's like one of those like rappers, he has multiple kids, and that's why it's kind of awesome, like, looking at him sideways trying to get at Nadia, and he keeps talking about his mission, and it's like, dude, you have kids, and you're like, not only are you like, oh no, I have 4 kids, they're 5, 6, and 11. No, it's like, I think I might have 2. I might have 4 type of situation. And so I'm like, yo, Violet. But, you know, he's telling everybody how, you know, one of the mother of his children are, she won't tell her husband, or she's scared to tell her husband that, you know, he is not the father and Diamond is actually the father. And so, you know, that's why he can't get the baby tested and is not really around and is not sure how many he has and stuff like that. So, you know, you feel for him, but at the same time, keep that thing in your pants, period. And then the conversation moves on to Kandi. Now, this also is a toss-up too, because Kandi has a daughter. Not only does Kandi have a daughter, the big thing that stirs the pot about Kandi's child is that Kandi's child does not live with her. Now, there are you know, situations where the child may live with their dad and stuff like that, but that is not the case. Kandi's daughter lives next door to her. She has her own apartment. And so with Annie being like so close to her family and her kids, and you know, you heard her whole story and the thing, she's like, what? She lives next to you. Like, what do you mean you're not there for your child? So they kind of go back and forth and, you know, about that whole situation. And Andale's taking Annie's side, and he's like, yeah, you know, I really don't think that is, you know, right. Necessarily, as far as like, you know, nurturing and growing, and as far as your child, X, Y, and Z. Kandi is basically like, well, I'm the mother that I wish I had. I wish my mother, you know, I lived life rough. I started real young doing for herself, you know, whether you want to call it gold digging or whatever. She says she wished her mom would have just gave her own apartment to. Her theory is she wants her daughter to be who she's going to be and not be who her mother molds her to be. Now, I really don't agree with that. Theory. I feel like it's very important to give your child a foundation. That does not mean you take away a strong foundation, not just, you know, a foundation. But that does not take away from who they are as individuals, because at the end of the day, no matter what you do as a mom or a parent, your kid is gonna be their kid and they're gonna do what they want to do. So I just and basically that becomes a big situation or a big problem. And so I guess they, you know, kind of sits back and the conversation happens and time goes by and then everybody breaks out. So first, Andale and Annie go over and they're talking about how her husband is once again innocent at Juvia, and just, you know, conversing about life and etc., and about how they felt the same when it came to the whole disconnect of Kandi and her child and the fact that she lives next door to her instead of with her. And then there's a breakout of Diamond and Nadia. Now, this was suspect to me. If I was her boyfriend, baby, we wouldn't have lasted after this. We were not gonna last after watching this. And not to say that she did. Okay, actually, I think she entertained a date with him. And because she entertained basically like a date or to hang out with him, knowing what Kandi's intentions were, knowing what his intentions were, you know. So, baby, had you been my girlfriend, you ain't gonna be my girlfriend no more. And back to not only, so that conversation is happening, but also in Andile and Annie's conversation is the fact that not only does she live by herself, Kandi's child live by herself, she is free to make the decision of whether she wants to have sex or not right now. Kandi's theory is that her virginity could be lost, you know, or it could be taken, or, you know, I guess feel pressure because you're just doing something that your mom told you not to do, or somebody harming her and taking that from her. So she would rather her make the decision to be with the boy that she wants to be with and partake in said acts. Now, I know in Georgia, I want to say the consenting age is 16, which is crazy. Others 17, not even 18. So it happens. I mean, to a degree, I agree with the choosing who you decide to take your virginity, as opposed to you just being hot and it happening. But again, I think as her parent, you are supposed to be like, you need to wait. But I ain't got no kids, so that's none of my business. So after this, not only that, Annie gets really emotional. She gets really emotional talking about her family in relation to this conversation about Kandi and her daughter. She not only her and Andale talk about that, her and Andale start talking about all the infidelities of innocent Adibia. So that was her like high school sweetheart, or maybe even younger than that. But basically when he blew up, he did like most entertainers do, go out and sow their royal oats, honey. And so he was cheating on her and getting other women pregnant, before getting her pregnant, through her pregnancies, and it was just, you know, she had to find out because, you know, there's only so much hiding that's gonna happen once you got babies dawning on your doorstep. So yeah, and you know, and which that is like, this is, you feel for her. It's really daunting. It's, you know, especially somebody you really care about. And through all of that, she still got married to him, had his children, and apparently they are happier today. But you know, if you've ever been cheated on, then stuff like that stays with you. You don't even have to be cheated on for stuff like that to stay with you. If somebody lies to you or betrays you, you know. So yeah. And my only thing about this that was really cringy was the fact that she doesn't know them. She doesn't know them. I can say that I respect the show because I feel like shows like Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives, they try to introduce this new person and it's always like, oh, it's a friend of this person, it's a friend of that person, when that person knows nobody on this cast. Okay, like you are literally forcing this friendship. But I think they were more outward about the fact that people were here particularly for the show. And so I mean, I can respect that. But yeah, so you don't know these people, and you're just telling them too much of your business. And even Kandi says, you know, you're telling me your business and you don't know me. You just gave me something to use against you. And that's exactly why you don't do that. So I also will look at people sideways who do that, because no, bad idea. Technically Diamond and Nadia's conversation is at the very end, where she's like entertaining him, but at the end of it really all, like, you know, Diamond is singing, he dedicates the song to Nadia, he's, you know, everybody's just having a good time. It's the end of the episode, but you can tell, like, you can start to see they've already given you those little spats and those little problems. Nadia, she's in a relationship, and now you got somebody who got a whole bunch of baby mamas and kids and start trying to get her booty. Then you got the relationship of Naked and Katie. I just feel like if you were tweeting and talking about this as the show is going on, I feel like black female Twitter would be in an uproar about their relationship. There's so many, or just like, just people not okay with that whole situation. Their relationship, you see the problems there. You see Kandi is giving very much Carly red, and you see the spats of, or like, you know, her being evil towards Annie, who like production has made you kind of like fall in love with, you know, because you love family, you know. But it's very exciting to see what is going to happen, how the season will play out. But I had a good time, guys. Here is the final look. If you want to get add a gloss topper, But I'm not even gonna waste the gloves because I know you're like, bro, you said you're about to take it off. Why are you spraying so much? Well, baby, that's because the setting spray that I use nicks, so it can be wasted. I have multiple bottles. My look was inspired, and which I believe each look that I'm going to do for each episode will be inspired by one of the cast members or all, both, something to that nature. This one today is like a lot of the cast members did it at one point in time in the episode, from Annie, Nadia, and Kandi, I believe, which is like a brown all over with a gold center. And in the makeup tutorial video, I will give you more information on the products that I used, how to apply them, and what to do. But that's all. Make sure you tune in to see the tutorial video on this, the next episode. Make sure you like the video. I don't care if you didn't like it, like the video anyway, okay? Make sure you leave a comment. Did you watch the show? Did you watch the first episode? What did you like? What didn't you like? Whose team are you on? Who are you team at the beginning? Like, what? We're gonna see if that changes. We're gonna see if that stays the same. Let me know. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn on your push notifications. And it's late. I'm going to bed. So thank you for being my A1 since day one. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.